So we're in step 5. So in the last video, we talked about the importance of building your list and contacting the people on the list. And again, the goal in this business is you got to get in front of 5 to 10 people a week. You know that. So so once you get in front of them, what does that meeting look like? Well, most of you in your companies, you have a questioning process to uncover the big picture. Clearly, this business today is about understanding the big picture. What is your current situation? What is the desired situation? Let's put a plan together to help you accomplish those long-term financial goals. The entire holistic approach to investing. I need to know where all of your investments are, and let's put a plan together to help you accomplish long-term goals. That's the ideal scenario. Does it happen very often for new advisors? Not as much as we think it should. What I find most new advisors, where we get most of our traction, is helping people with their current pressing needs. Now clearly, if I've been in the business for 5 to 10 years, I'm going after the big picture. I want to look at all of your assets and put a plan together to accomplish that. I get that. But for most new advisors, a lot of the people, guys, that you're seeing, these are people that have known you in a previous life. These are people who saw you grow up. Are they going to sit down and reveal all of their investments and all of their entire portfolio to you the first time? No. And truthfully, the way that you got the meeting, if you remember last time, we talked about an indirect approach where we said, I'd like to get together with you and share what I'm doing right now. And that's how you got the meeting. So if you got the meeting based on that premise, that's not a discovery meeting. You're not going out and saying, let's talk about your goals and where are your investments at and what are your greatest fears and what's keeping you awake at night. Those are great questions, but they're not questions you ask in a casual coffee meeting. So what does the casual coffee meeting look like? Let me give you a really great best practice that I think does a good job of presenting the big picture for a lot of you. And again, you're going to have to personalize this, but here's what you could do. Let's say I'm going out and I'm having a coffee meeting. I would suggest coffee over lunch, by the way. It's less threatening. But I'm going to have a coffee meeting with somebody that I know. Somebody I used to work with, friend, family, somebody like that. What does it look like? Well, in that coffee meeting, we're going to break some ice. And then it gets around to when I say something like this. I say, Joe, can I tell you a little bit about what I'm doing now and what my role is as a financial advisor? Sure. Says, well, what I do is I spend a lot of time helping people with their investments and retirement strategies. By the way, I want to tell people that first because that's what they think you do. They think you help people with their investments and retirement strategies. So I'm going to tell them that up front. But there's so many more things that we do on a day-to-day basis that, for example, and then what I would suggest is take a notepad out and put a box or a square on your notepad. And I'll tell you what you can put inside this. Give you a little visual aid here. is in the upper left-hand corner, write the word income, then write taxes, growth, and transitions. So you're going to have a piece of paper or a coaster that you're going to write this. So here's how you might do that. So I say to you, there's what we do is we spend a lot of time on helping people with their investments and retirement strategies. But I got to tell you, Joe, there's a lot of other things that we help people with. And then I draw my box here. And I say, for example, the first thing that we do is we spend a lot of our day helping families, just like yourself, with some simple strategies to generate more income than they're getting from their current bank. Most people that I know, they have money in a bank, they like it because it's safe, they don't like it because it doesn't generate income for them. And so we spend a lot of our day just helping families with some simple alternatives to money that they have in bank to generate extra interest or income. That's the first thing. The second thing that we do is we help people with strategies to lower their taxes. Not like a CPA, but with investment strategies to lower their taxes. Most of us right now here in California, we're all frustrated with the amount of taxes that we're paying. Well, what we do most days is I help people with some simple ways to generate and reduce their taxes. Sometimes we help them with ideas to generate income and reduce taxes in the same strategy. But in any event, we spend a lot of time helping people with that. The third thing that we help people with, Joe, is simply helping people take a look at their current investments and make sure that they're growing at the proper rate of return. Most people, if they have money in the market today, they're making money. We want to make sure that it's making the kind of amount of money in concert with the way the market's working right now, and make sure that they're not overpaying in their fees. So we take a look at that and make sure that it's growing at the proper rate. And then the last thing, and I'll be very honest with you, Joe, this is probably where I spend most of my time, is we help families that are going through transitions in their life that impact them financially. When people change jobs, when they sell a business, when they come into an inheritance, they need to plan for a kid's education. Sometimes if they find they're underinsured in certain areas of their life because they've got transitions that they're going through. But we help people as they go through these transitions simplify and answer some of the financial issues and questions that they're faced with. You know, Joe, as I lay this out, I don't know. I know you've made a lot of smart choices in your life, but are any of these issues maybe that you and Marcia are faced with right now? Or, instead of asking directly, are these issues you're faced with, maybe I go more of an indirect, and I say something like, Joe, I know that you made a lot of smart choices in your life, but, I just wonder, do you know anybody right now that maybe these are important issues that they're faced with? People that might be good for me to meet? Again, I'm looking for introductions and referrals. So either way, going after the big picture, yeah, I get that. That's the model that we want to go for. But my suggestion for new advisors is you need to find a way to address some of the pressing needs that they're faced with right now to create some urgency. And this, for some of you, might be a good model. So that's the next step. So stay tuned for the next video, and we'll go into the next step of the process. So hopefully this helped and you're getting value. Thanks for joining us.